Joining me now is our very own White House correspondent and co-host of Steve Bannon's War Room, Natalie Winters. Natalie, great to see you as always. Now, the Trump administration has frozen billions in grants to Harvard University over the horrific on-campus student activism. This was all the anti-Semitic stuff we saw last year, the pro-Palestinian stuff, and a bunch of other things that Trump has said Harvard has got to lift its game on. This is extraordinary. Will it work, Natalie?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's long overdue if you look at what the hotbeds of resistance and, frankly, I think cultural Marxism, not just anti-Semitism, have become across the world, but especially here in the United States. The universities are certainly to blame. And I think what the Trump administration is doing really sets the gold standard for how you actually tackle not just wokeness, but the complete inversion of what these institutions were supposed to stand for, whether it was freedom of expression, freedom of speech, or certainly Judeo-Christian Western values like these universities used to practice and preach. I think they should really focus on professors too. I think what they're doing in terms of deporting students who are here engaged in the same activities, the same anti-American activities, that they need to be caught, I think, up in that dragnet too. And what the Trump administration is doing on this front, I think, really is a role model that the rest of the world should be following.
Well, I think certainly, Natalie, I can think of a few Australian universities that hopefully are squirming in their chairs right now, because we certainly need the same here. Now, I want to speak to you about it. It's a bit of a horrific story, but the mother of Rachel Morin, Patty, spoke at the White House press room the other day. It was extraordinary. She spoke for about 6 minutes. You could hear a pin drop. It was so moving. She spoke about the murder of her daughter in 2023 by an illegal immigrant from Salvador. I'll just play you a short clip of it.
It left a 150-foot trail of her blood to the culverts, where he picked her up, he threw her against the wall of the tunnel, and he raped her.
And Natalie, I'm sure I don't need to tell you, it just got worse and worse. But I wanted to ask you about the significance of why she was chosen to speak now, and in particular the linkage, I guess, if you like, to the Garcia case, which is this MS-13 gang member who was deported and is in an El Salvador prison at the moment. But a left-wing judge and, of course, all the Democrats are trying to make a hero of this guy, but they seem to be fairly ambivalent about the fate of Rachel Morin. Am I correct there, Natalie?
Yeah, I mean, look, we always hear from open borders activists how people are just coming to the United States because they want a better life. But what they don't tell you, I think, the quiet part of that sentence is it's at the expense oftentimes of Americans, people like Rachel Morin and certainly her entire family. And just to, I think, really emphasize that juxtaposition, the case that you're invoking, the Kilmar Garcia deportation, of course, he is now sitting in CCOT in El Salvador, that wonderful prison, a feat of engineering. Well, CNN, MSNBC, most of the legacy media networks did not air that press conference that Caroline Leavitt held. Again, that was in the White House briefing room. Meanwhile, what were they filling their airwaves with? Non-stop vamping, non-stop, frankly, propaganda in the case of defending a gang member, a woman beater, illegal alien, what they like to say, permanent resident here in the United States, a bunch of the open borders activists defending his right to be here to, I guess, continue committing crimes, so much so that the senator of the poor young woman who was killed, the best he could do was put out a statement in defense of her life. I'm sure he probably didn't even mean it. Yet in the case of Kilmar Garcia, I'm sure your viewership knows, because it's making America look like a laughingstock on the world stage, he flew down to El Salvador demanding in very cringe videos that he be granted access to this prison to see this, again, illegal alien criminal. It's the new human rights issue of the Democratic Party, I guess, to allow foreign gang members the right to kill Americans in the cities and states that they represent. It's absolutely reprehensible. But again, it's why President Trump was elected. The only time the media dares to talk about immigration is to try to get a gotcha moment against President Trump and try to defend the rights of people who are disgusting and reprehensible. Americans want to know what we're doing to get deportation numbers up, what we're doing to reform the legal immigration system, and how we can curtail illegal immigration at the border.
Now, Natalie, I want to speak to you about something really amusing. The online conspiracy theories that have spread about pop star Katy Perry and her all-female Blue Origin space journey. So we've long had fake moon landing conspiracy theorists, but now people are saying that even this was faked. Just have a little look at a little clip here where you see after the capsule has landed back on Earth, the door seems to open from the inside. It's not supposed to be able to do that. And then a few minutes later, Jeff Bezos comes running along and opens it from the outside. And this has got the world of conspiracy theorists and I guess a lot of people laughing their socks off. But have a quick look.
What's going to come out of her mouth, but really her heart? When
and is that Jeff Bezos out there?
She didn't really close it again.
It all looks like an episode out of Seinfeld or something, Natalie. What's your thoughts on it?
Hey, I guess we need the fact checkers back, right? All the ones that the State Department got rid of. It's absolutely insane. I don't know if it's just woman cringe, Hollywood cringe, or elitist billionaire privilege cringe, but it's absolutely insane. I don't understand. I guess their tax loophole schemes are getting more and more extravagant. I miss the days where they would just use offshore bank accounts. At least they did that behind closed doors. Now we have to witness, who is it, Katy Perry? I didn't even know she was still relevant. And Gayle King, all these people who I guess are just professional grifters off of wealthy people. I don't know. You know, they put women up there for 11 minutes. They act like it's the best contribution of feminism since I don't know what. I don't think it's a good angle to take, but I guess I won't be going to space anytime soon.
Natalie, thanks so much for coming on The World According to Rowan Dean.